Hi everyone, and thank you for purchasing the Testimonials Shopify section by qwiqode. In this video, I'll be showing you how to actually use it. So if you haven't installed it yet, please refer to the separate video included in the package. And you also have access to a PDF with instructions, so you can reference that as well. So to get started, head over to the theme editor, navigate to the page you want to add the section to, and over on the left, click Add Section. You can search for it really quickly by adding in testimonials in the search, and the default view comes in. Over on the left, you have what are called blocks. Each block will represent essentially a slide and a testimonial, or basically any other text block that you'd like to display. So we can just go in and edit some of this to start with. So clicking on one, you can add in an image. For instance, if we select this and we add in a picture of the person, update the title. We have the option here to set an HTML element. An HTML element essentially has two benefits for it. One is for SEO. Search engines usually look for headings and their hierarchy and the importance of each text. And so the higher the number between H1 and H6, then the more important it is. And usually on websites, like on every page, an H1 there's only one of them, and it's usually the page title. And then you have H2s for section titles, or H3s for smaller titles, however you want. So that's one way you can control that. And the other advantage of using it here, selecting it here, is that your theme already has pre-styled settings for these different headings. So if you don't want to go in and customize each single one, you can set this HTML element, and it will change according to what your theme already provides. Moving on down, you could put in the text block, which is basically the testimonial itself. So let's say it's a little bit longer. You could do something like that. Then you can put in the name and the company, and we set it up where it's shown in one line. Of course, you can remove this and just keep the name, or however you'd like to do it. You have these two fields to play around with it. The rest of these are all identical. You can drag and drop, you can add more, you can hide them, you can move them around, up to 16 of them. Then moving over to control the styling and various settings. So you'd select the main section up here, and then over to the right, you have a place to set to update this section title. So let's just say you'd like to be testimonials. Same goes here with the HTML element. You can make it anything you want. You can add some text, some happy customers of ours, like that. Make it longer or shorter. You could set autoplay of the carousel slides from them to switch automatically, and here's the speed between each one. So you could set 4 seconds, 9 seconds, 1 second, however you'd like. Currently, we have the carousel animation, so you can select between fade and slide. So if we set slide and click, then we have the slide animation. Turn that off so it doesn't bother us. Moving on down, we have these arrows. These are pre-selected or default arrows, and if you'd like to use them, you can just go in and you can set the color if you'd like. Otherwise, you can upload your own images for the two, and you can either select a PNG image or a JPEG, whatever, or an SVG. To add an SVG, you would have to go in the Shopify admin to settings, and then click on files. And there you can upload a file and copy the link and paste it right into here. Next, we have section styling. So we can set the color of the entire section to a color that we'd like, for instance, like that. We can set the max width of the section. Including section, let's start with section width, where it could be regular or it could be full width. Full width stretches all the way to the screen. And if you're in full width and you set max width, you can make this smaller within that, however you'd like, with a minimum of 800. Or you could set regular, and then the max width would control the entire section. Setting to 75% basically puts it 75%, but it's an option for some of our sections, and for some of our sections, it's not as important, but you could play with that. Next, you have section top margin, bottom margin, and top, bottom, and horizontal padding. Margins are the area above and below the section. So if you have more sections above or below, you can add more space between them by adding that up, and then that moves it, pushes the content down. And here we don't really see it as much of a difference, but you can add more and it pushes it down like so. And padding is the space within the section. So if you want more space between the title and the very top of the section, you can add padding like so, and add more padding at the bottom. And horizontal padding as well. It kind of works in conjunction with the max width, but it's more relevant when you're in regular, so you can add more space right there, like so. We have the same exact settings for mobile, so you can adjust mobile-specific padding. If you notice, when you go into mobile, the arrows go to the right so that they don't block any of the to the bottom, so they don't block any of the text. But you can still set all the top padding specifically to the mobile, so you have more room like that. And as we said, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to have custom styling for these items, instead of using the pre-styled items from your theme, you can go right ahead here and select whatever you'd like for the title of the section. For the title here, you can set the alignment of it. Choose a custom font. You select here, and you can select from Shopify's list of fonts, or use your theme's font or a different font by pasting the CSS snippet to tell the site which font you want to use. But usually, if you want to use the same font from the site, then there's no need to even check this mark. You can set the font weight of the title. And then same goes for the bottom and top margins. If you want more space between that, you can do something like so. You can set the font size of the title to make it bigger, line height, letter spacing, same thing, and then separate settings for the mobile version. The same exact settings go for this section here for the text block. So you can go in and set that however you'd like. Font weight, top margins, font size, line height, etc. Then we go down to Testimonial Styling, which is basically this area right over here. You can add a background to the sections. Which color should I choose? Let's just choose one of these kind of colors like that. Then it wraps it around. You can also, within this, set the maximum width of the block itself, so that it just gives more space between the arrows. Margin top and bottom, so you can give more space from the, it would work the same if you give this margin bottom, or if you give that margin top, they would work the same. And then padding for this block itself, so if you want more breathing room around there. And then bottom and horizontal, as you can see, gives more space, looking like that. Those same exact settings for the mobile version. Then we have title styling, which is the same settings we have for the section styling, but we have them for the title here as well. So if we want more space from the image, we can add more margin top. We could change the color and so on, the font size, margin to give more space between here. Separate settings for the mobile version. Same settings for the text area. Oops, for the text area here. For the mobile as well. And for the credit, which is down here, sometimes you'd like this to be a little bit more bold, for instance, or oops, like that. And maybe some more space like that. And the same settings go here for mobile, for the mobile version. As you can see, we have a really nice looking, well, needs to be designed, but you have a lot of freedom to make it your own and to showcase your reviews. And that's it. So thank you again, and we hope that this section helps you achieve your website goals. And if you have any questions or any problems, don't hesitate to reach out to us via the support page or our contact page.